Kingsguard are sworn to protect their king or queen from all threats. If they lose their life performing this duty, it would be seen as an honourable death. What would happen when the members of the Kingsguard themselves could not agree who the monarch they are sworn to protect is? This was the case in 129 AC, during the outbreak of the Targaryen civil war known as the Dance of the Dragons, wherein half of the Kingsguard sided with Queen Rhaenyra and the other King Aegon. Just like this was a civil war between the members of House Targaryen, it was also one between the sworn and noble members of the Kingsguard. After the death of King Viserys Targaryen, the first of his name, Sir Erryk Cargyl followed the other Kingsguard knights, Sir Steffon Darkland and Sir Laurent Maraband, in siding with the Blacks, joining the Queensguard of Rhaenyra on Dragonstone, with Erryk also becoming a trusted member of Rhaenyra's Black Council. However, his twin brother Sir Arryk, also a member of the Kingsguard, supported King Aegon II and his Green faction in King's Landing, remaining there with the rest of the Kingsguard under their commander Sir Criston Cole. Before the war between the two factions turned bloody, when negotiations were still possible, Sir Arryk travelled in the retinue of Grand Maester Orwyle when he travelled from King's Landing to Dragonstone in an unsuccessful attempt to reconcile the Targaryen claims to the throne. A song, composed long after the fact, claims that before Sir Arryk left Dragonstone to return home, each brother tried to convince the other to change sides. According to this song, when this attempt failed, they exchanged declarations of love and parted ways, knowing that when they would next meet, it would be as enemies. While it is possible that such a farewell did indeed take place that day, and in all likelihood it did, there is no historical record that mentions it. Two events transpired that turned the war from one of words to one of blood. Lucerys Velaryon, one of the sons of Rhaenyra, was killed in an incident involving Aemon Targaryen in the skies above Shipbreaker Bay. As retaliation for Lucerys, Prince Daemon Targaryen ordered the murder of one of King Aegon's children in the infamous Blood and Cheese incident. King Aegon desired to avenge the murder of his heir by means of attack on Dragonstone, descending on the island citadel on Dragonback to seize or slay his half-sister and her bastard sons. It took all of the Green Council to dissuade him. Sir Criston Cole urged a different course. The pretender princess had made use of stealth and treachery to kill Prince Jaehaerys, Cole said. Let them do the same. We will pay the princess back in her own bloody coin, he told the king. The instrument the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard chose for the king's vengeance was his sworn brother, Sir Arryk Cargyl. Sir Arryk was said to be intimately familiar with the ancient seat of House Targaryen, having visited there often during the reign of Viserys. Many fishermen still piled the waters of Blackwater Bay, as Dragonstone depended on the sea for sustenance. It would be a simple thing to deliver Cargyl to a fishing village under the castle. From there he could make his own way to the Queen. And Sir Arryk and his brother Sir Erryk were twins, identical in every respect. Not even their fellow Kingsguard could tell the two apart. Once clad in white, Sir Arryk should be able to move freely about Dragonstone without any questions being asked. Sir Criston suggested any guard who chanced to encounter him would surely mistake him for his brother. Sir Arryk did not undertake this mission happily. Indeed, Septon Eustace tells us the troubled knight visited the Red Keep Sept on the night he was set to set sail, to pray for forgiveness to our mother above. Yet, as Kingsguard, sworn to obey the king and commander, he had no choice in honour but to make his way to Dragonstone, clad in salt-stained garb of a simple fisherman. The true purpose of Arryk's mission remains a matter of some contention. Grand Maester Munkin claims that Cargyl had been commanded to slay Rhaenyra, putting an end to her rebellion at a single stroke, whilst Mushroom insists that her sons were Cargyl's prey, that Aegon II wished to wash out the blood of his own murdered son with that of his bastard nephews, Jace and Joffrey. Sir Arryk came ashore without hindrance, donned his armour and white cloak, and had no trouble gaining entrance to the castle in the guise of his twin brother, just as Criston Cole had planned. Deep in the heart of Dragonstone, however, as he was making his way to the royal apartments, the gods brought him face to face with Sir Erryk himself, who at once knew what his brother's presence at Dragonstone meant. The singers tell us that Sir Erryk said, "I love you, brother," as he unsheathed his blade, and that Sir Arryk replied, "And I you, brother," as he drew his own. It is said in the songs that the twins battled for the best part of an hour. Grand Maester Munkin says the clash of steel on steel woke half of the castle, but onlookers could only stand by helplessly and watch, for no man could tell which brother was which. In the end, Sir Arryk and Sir Erryk dealt each other mortal wounds, and died in one another's arms with tears upon their cheeks. Mushroom's account is shorter, saltier, and altogether nastier. The fight lasted only moments, the Fool says. There was no declaration of brotherly love. Each Cargyl denounced the other as a traitor as they clashed. Sir Erryk, standing above his twin on the spiral step, struck the first mortal blow. As a savage downward cut, nigh took his brother's sword arm off at the shoulder, but as he collapsed, Sir Arryk grasped his slayer's white cloak and pulled him close enough to dive a dagger deep into his belly. Sir Arryk was dead before the first guards arrived, but Sir Erryk took 4 days to die of his gut wound, screaming in horrible pain and cursing his traitor brother all the while. For obvious reasons, the singers and storytellers are shown a marked preference for the tale as told by Munkin. Maesters and other scholars must make their own determination to which version is more likely. All that Septon Eustace says upon the matter, the Cargyl twins slew each other, and there we must leave it. The lessons of this story is civil war between members of House Targaryen not only divided the house, the High Lords, the small folk, and also the members of the Kingsguard, but 2 brothers whom lost their lives defending the rights of the claimants they believed were the rightful ruler of Westeros.